Hello, Education 380 and Education 500. Hope you had a great break. This is Dr. Allen, and this is our first video for the semester. Forgive me, I'm doing this actually at home over the break, so most of the time I won't have this background. But with that being said, I don't think it really matters too much. Few things. One, we are an asynchronous course. I will do my best, though. Will always do it probably to have a video up a week to kind of break down some things. There might be a week or two where we might be doing some straightforward stuff that I might combine a couple videos, but there should be a video up every week, kind of breaking down the technology and how to incorporate it into your classes. A few things about the videos. This video will probably be a good example of it. I try to do them in one take, just because if we were doing a live class and I bumbled or did some ums, which I'm definitely going to do, I would keep going. So I try to just keep going through these sessions too, just to kind of make sure um, of my sanity. So I'm not recording all day. Uh, but with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share the screen and just talk. Really, what the primary thing I want to do today is just talk about the class. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to share my screen and a few things about the class while I'm pulling everything up. It is an educational technology class for both graduate and undergraduate students. There's one difference with the graduate section, and I'll talk about that here in a few minutes. Probably towards the end, I'll just tell all the undergrads that you can stop the video if you want. The graduate students, I'll tell you a little bit about what we have to do. But today's video is really just to kind of get things going. And forgive me, I've been rolling stuff over and I'll catch things like this where this is from the class from last semester. So have a great break. Hope it was a great break. If you go to course content right here, you should be able to find the course syllabus, which I think I did load up. And I did. So a few things, just in case you need to know. I'm located in Canudi 101C. It's, if you know where Miss Baker is or Miss Kepner, I'm right across from there. Where the Pepsi machine is upstairs, there's a computer room. I'm in that little annex right next to it. If you ever need to swing by and say hi or introduce yourself or anything like that. Second thing, office hours, there they are. If you do need to meet with me, I always recommend going ahead and sending an email. You're welcome to stop by anytime. Obviously, those are my office hours. But once student teaching starts, once in a while, I may not be there, depending how that's going or how the conferences are going. So just to make sure that I know. But that's neither here nor there. Those are my office hours, and I should be there 99.9% of the time. The class itself, I'm not going to read the description word for word, but I would want you to just kind of know a few things. This is an educational technology class, basically, and how to incorporate things into the classroom. You're not going to use every one of these technologies when you're a teacher, or if you already are a teacher. It's just to kind of show you. I think about the class this way. It's just to kind of expand the tools in your toolbox. Some of the tech you may like, some of the tech you may not like. You're going to do a blog review on each one. So it doesn't offend me in any way if you don't like a tech that we're doing, and you are welcome to say that. I have no stock in any of these companies, but it's a class that I don't think it really will. We'll talk about it. There should be a rhythm to the class as far as what assignments are due. There's usually 3 a week, except for a couple where there's a little larger assignments. Most of the time, you're going to have a tech to do, a discussion to do, and a review on the tech. That's the weeks usually. And we'll kind of go from there. But that's it. I don't think this might bite me in the backside, but it's not supposed to be a terribly hard class. As long as you're doing the work and you're putting some effort forth within it, you should be fine. So with that being said, there's the description. Excuse me. Our book is Tech Like a Pirate. I've kind of went back and forth with a book, but I like this book a little bit. I think it's pretty straightforward and easy to read. And it also has some good tech ideas as far as incorporating some things. So it's Tech Like a Pirate. I would hold up a copy, but it is in my office at school, and I forgot to bring it home. But there's the ISBN and everything. It is available. at the bookstore. It is also available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble or wherever, and however you get it is up to you. Sorry if there's long pauses. I'm just cruising down. Rave, things like that. It shouldn't really apply to this class because, again, we are an asynchronous class. And I didn't say this, so I want to make sure we're on the same page with this. Asynchronous classes do not meet, do not have a regular scheduling meeting time. As you can see on the side, though, we're going to go week to week. Usually I start the weeks at Monday at 12:01 and it ends the following Sunday at 11:59. So you have to have the week's assignment in. How you want to do it and when you want to turn it in, that's up to you. If you want to do everything at the beginning of the week and take it easy, that's fine. If you want to do everything on the weekend, I'm holding it up like it's the weekend. You're welcome to do that, and you can turn everything in as long as it's in by 11:59. Plagiarism, obviously don't cheat, don't copy. Assignments. There's a few things that we're going to do in this class, but by and large, it's this, I don't want to say the same stuff. I try to set it up where it's a rhythm. So I'm going to come back to this here in a second. The classroom resources, discussion board, blogs. Those are the three primary things you're going to do. You'll have a discussion board topic. It's always going to be on Tech Like a Pirate. That's what you're going to respond to on the discussion board for the discussion board topic. For the classroom resources, that is the tech. So some weeks you might do Nearpod, some weeks you might do Wakelet, some weeks you might do Pear Deck, some weeks you might do a Kahoot. That's the resource, and we'll get into that each week. The blog is really just a sentence or two, whether you liked the tech and whether you think you might use it. And again, I don't care if you are pro that tech or anti that tech. That's totally up to you. So where the discussion post, and I should go back when you're doing the Tech Like a Pirate, I have that's supposed to be 150 words. And I should say this, it's 150 words, but if you come in at like 148 and it's a quality post, you're fine. You can do more than that. That's fine, but you do have to put a little bit of effort in there. I'm more into quality versus quantity, but most people like a word count, and 150 is what I want. That's for the discussion board. Now, what I kind of jumped around there. For the blog, there's no word count. I really just need a sentence or two, whether you think, thumbs up, thumbs down, this is certified fresh, this is terrible, however you want to phrase it. Just a quick little review. Like I say, usually can be about a sentence or two for the blog. And that's also on the discussion board, and I'll show you all that. One other thing that you have to do is a lesson plan brainstorming activity. There's a template. Don't worry about that right now. We'll talk about it. That's going to be coming, I think it's in March. It might even be early April. It's not hard. It's once we've done a few texts, and it's kind of, you're going to do some connections on some things with 21st century learning and the tech and things like that. But there's a template. So we'll talk about that. That's a big assignment. That is actually our key assessment, which you will submit right here where it says key assessment. And I'm going to come back to that here in a minute. The last thing is the technology certification. For this class, just to maybe help you with the resume or things like that, you're required. I always leave it on here, and no one did it last time, so I was kind of almost glad for their sake. Maybe one person did, but you have to choose between Apple Educator Certification and Google Level 1. That's basically the final for this class. I always recommend the Apple Certification 1 because you get a nice certificate. Awesome. It's free, awesome, and it's a little more straightforward. But I do have some people who say, well, my school's Google, I want to do Google Level 1. That's a test that it's an honest to goodness test. You do have to pay $10 for. I'm not requiring anyone to pay the $10. So if you don't want to pay $10, do the Apple. And honestly, the Google, even you have to register for the test, and you might not get registered in time to do the test in time for the final and things like that. So if you want to do Google, I'm fine with it. It's a good skill set, but I would recommend doing the Apple certification. That is not due until the final, which is at the end of April. You're welcome to work ahead on that one. I kind of leave it open the whole semester, and I'll talk a little more about that as the weeks go by. But those are the 5 things that we do for this class: discussion, classroom resource, blog on the resource, lesson plan brainstorming will be another week, and then the technology certification. Also, I want to add why I'm not forgetting to tell you this, and I'll say this a million times in this class. The classroom resources, you are not required to upgrade to anything. Everything that we do should be free. If you have anything that's asking you to pay anything, don't pay it. Get out of it. A lot of times they'll have those windows that pop up. Most of the time there's one, skip or go to the main or continue with free account. I'm not asking you. We're going to do it pretty early on. If you have a Google account, most of them will let you just go ahead and register with a Google account and you can just sign in with it. Like I know Nearpod, Wakelet, Pear Deck, things like that all let you use Google. And there's the breakdown. And there's some of the tech we're going to use on there. I was trying to think of anything. Google Classroom's a good one. I've toyed with like expanding that a little bit, but that's me thinking out loud. But we're still going to do some stuff just to introduce it to you and all. So that's the tech. There's the points. That's kind of the breakdown of that. And there's everything that you can see on the class. Again, don't pay for anything. The only thing, if you want to do the Google level 1, that's $10. But if there's something, a good example is Kahoot. We're going to do something with Kahoot one week. There is something that comes up with an upgrade every semester without fail. Someone emails me, oh my gosh, it's telling me to pay $30. It's not. It's offering you that. And I'm pointing like you just scroll down and it says continue with basic, and that's all you need to do. There's only 1 or 2 things I actually personally pay for. I pay for Nearpod because I use it a lot. And then I think YouTube, which I record on. But anywho, there's kind of a breakdown of the week. Now, that's the class. Let me say this. Each week when I do these videos, I try my best to keep them around 15 minutes. I can talk with the best of them though. So if I go over 20, or if I go to 20, it might do that. But I really do try to keep them around 15 to 20 minutes. There's the links on everything. This key assessment, I'm going to beg everyone to make sure that you click on this. It says click. You're going to put your brainstorming activities there. This is our key assessment. You have to click and submit it here. I'll remind you of that a million times, but if you could go ahead and click on that and go ahead and get registered, your name will show up there. You don't have to do anything other than click on the link. When you click on it, I don't know if it shows it up. I don't know if I've loaded it, but we'll find out. Oh, yep. Your name will appear right there. So that's all I need you to do for right now. And if you go here and you see there's our blogs, if you hit discussion, and there's our discussions, and they're all up and ready to roll. But if you go to week 1, there's kind of an overview for everything, and everything we do is in Brightspace, so don't worry. And I'll have this video. It says click for intro. This video that you're watching now will be there. That's the old one. The first tech that we're actually going to use in the first discussion is actually kind of an introduction to everyone, but I thought we'd go ahead and just do it as our first tech also. The only thing due this first week is the discussion and a blog on the tech that we're doing on the discussion board. So what I'm saying is this: when you go to the discussion board and click that link, it's going to tell you to check out the Google Arts and Culture app. I want you to go to that app, and I'll show you how to do it here in a second. I want you to go to that app, and then after you do your art selfie, which I'll explain here in a minute, I want you to do just a brief bio on the discussion board and talk about what content area you're in. Are you a social studies, English, math, PE, art, elementary, whatever? What are your interests? That should say interests, not interest. And you can just put your art selfie up on the board. I have not actually put mine up, I don't think. Let me double check. I do a new one every semester. And it just hit me that I don't think I ever posted mine, but that's okay. I'm going to show you how to do it anyway. And I'll put my little discussion up. I'm recording this on December 28th. So I've got plenty of time. All right. So the first thing you have to do this week is the intro. So you need to go to discussion or click that link. And what you're going to do, I'm pretty sure everyone's probably got one of these at this point. If you do not, you can borrow one of our iPads at school. You're going to get a phone. And on your phone, you have to do this on your app, though, I will admit. You're going to look for Google Arts and Culture app. And mine's there. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can put it on the camera. If you look right, not by ESPN Fantasy Football, which I finished third in this year, but where it says Arts and Culture with the little column building, looks like a Greek or Roman column. When you load that up, when you click that, you're going to have all this stuff. But if you look, there's a camera right in the middle. When you click that camera, there's going to be something that says Art Filter. You're just going to slide. And I believe it is the next to last one. If you look there, I don't know if I'm not good on the camera. It's got the little, it looks like a blue with a, I guess someone's drawing in white ink or whatever. It's that one right there. What you do, it says take an art selfie. So I'm going to do that right now. And I'm going to hit take an art selfie. I'm going to take it. And if you look, it's going to match up some different famous people or famous works of art. And you can read the art bios as I'm stumbling through that. It says you're matched. I don't care which one. Put one up on the discussion board. You can either, most people email it to themselves and just attach the file, or some people just move it over and embed it in it. That might be, I think it's a good skill for teachers to like learn how to move stuff over. So if you save the image, email it to yourself and just slide it into the discussion board, it should be no problem. And you can say whether you say you think it looks like you or not. You can keep taking them. You don't have to do the first one. You can pick one that's, that you like the best. That's fine. It's more just to get you used to it. Also, I have the link here to the Arts and Culture site. And this is some of the stuff that I'd like you to check it out. This is an article on it. It tells you some ways that you can use it. It has virtual field trips in it. You can zoom in. You can connect. It talks about the history. Obviously, I think social studies, art, music, language arts, they're probably going to use this a little more. If you click the link there, it should take you right to their site. They do have a site, but the site does not have the selfie thing on it. You need the app for that. And as you can see, it also has, things, hey, there's the dinosaur. I didn't even look what that looks like him. And there's different games and such. You can check it out. Then I want you to kind of review the site, if you could, on the blog. This is just to get you used to some of the stuff that we do in the class. It'll be blog 1, and that link will be up also under the course content. And you just need to say, I'm going to do PE. I might be able to do something with this if I did this, or I'm going to do PE. I don't foresee me using this just because That's fine. Again, none of that's going to affect me. It's just to kind of get some stuff out there for you to check out. So with that being said, that's kind of the overview of the class. Thanks for bearing with me. I'm kind of out of the flow a little bit because break. So this week, what you need to do the Google Arts and Culture, check it out. You're going to do an art selfie, and there's the blog. Then you're going to do those things. If you could do me a favor, I'll definitely make it a requirement next week because I'm going to put it on the discussion board. But if you want to be ahead of the game, click the key assessment and click link on there, and it'll get you a chance to they'll register you for the key assessment. That's down the road, but I want to make sure everyone's in there. And there's an overview for everything. So that being said, that's it. So our class, tech, discussion, blog most weeks. There's going to be a lesson plan, overview, brainstorming. It's not an in-depth lesson plan, but it's kind of the outline of one. And then the Google or Apple certification. Again, I recommend the Apple. That should do it for the undergrad. If you were in the graduate section of this, or Education 500, if you could hang on for 1 second. If you're in 380, you can move on. I'll give it a minute, maybe 10 seconds. Hey, hello, Education 500. I'm going to go to your class. It is going to be almost set up exactly the same week to week. There's just one difference that you all have to do for your class than what the undergrad section has to do. That is, and I have not copied the course, of course, like a ding dong, but that's okay because I can pull up one of the old ones. Sorry, I was got sidetracked and thought I had copied it, but that's okay. It's the course is going to look the exact same. The big thing is you have one thing that you have to do for this class. It will not be due until the very end. It is a research assignment. You have to pick some sort of topic related to education. And let's see, do I have the breakdown on that? Yep, good deal. You have to pick a topic related to something related to technology and education, or 21st century skills, which we're going to talk about, or something that's kind of a combination of both. I am not picky about the topic. It can be about a specific type of technology. It could be about how technology is ruining or enhancing classrooms. I've had people already start to do some stuff on the COVID, like during that period, whether, some of the hits and misses with with technology and COVID. The topic itself is up to you. But the paper, and there'll be a list of topics if you need help, or you can float them by me. Paper needs to be 5 to 8 page, double spaced APA. And I don't have it on here, but it needs to be 12-inch font. And Times New Roman. Topic can be related to specific tech, issues in the classroom, approaches using tech, make sure that it's a strong graduate level paper. The rubric is going to be posted, but if you abide by this stuff, you should be fine. Make sure you have a bibliography. There it is. And I don't know if I have the number of sources on there. Yes, I do. If you got 10 or more sources, that is awesome. If you have 7 to 9, that's fine, good, but you should have a lot. And remember, it's anything that you use to kind of incorporate in. So make sure you have your bibliography set up in APA format. This is not due to the end of the semester. And actually, I should really give you an actual date, which I can do because I didn't roll the class over, and that's not your fault. That is mine. And hopefully I was smart enough to put your due date on your research paper. There it is. It's due April 16th, but you are welcome to turn it in earlier. So that's the difference between the classes, is this the research paper. So, and again, you kind of got the freedom on the topic that you want. So with that being said, I hope you have a great semester, and I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing, and I'm going to get off of here. Talk to you later. Bye.